Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Teena Talks. I do a brand new episode every single Tuesday, so if you like all things drag, all things comedy, all things delusion, be sure to go and hit that subscribe button. Now, today's episode is all about affordable drag makeup. Now, for myself as a very, very famous drag performer based in Liverpool, when I started drag, you always have to think about, what am I investing in? And makeup is one of those things where you might invest a lot of money in. And I'm a Krylon girly. I do love my Krylon TV paint sticks. I do love certain things which are high end, but there's also ways you can also do drag makeup on a dime. Is that an American expression? Don't care, it is. And what we're going to be doing today, I've got £10 in my pocket. I'm going to go shopping and I'm going to buy some products. Now, keep in mind, certain products I'm going to use for my own collection, things like brushes, for example, beauty blenders, primers, wig glue. But we don't need that to go and do drag makeup at the end of the day. I just have to do that because I'm performing later. I have done one drag makeup tutorial before, and that was very much like a pretty face. Today we're going to go full on drag. So stay with me and let's go shopping. Woohoo! Love ya. Subscribe. TJ Hughes, clearance looking positive. Interesting fact, TK Maxx in the UK is called TK Maxx, not TJ Maxx, because of TJ Hughes. Fascinating. Okay, so we are back from shopping, and yes, I did spend a little bit more than the £10 limit I gave myself. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go and show you each of these products. We're going to apply them to our faces, and let's see how they are. For the foundation, I've got Technic Foundation Fluid Fond de Teint. Make sure you look at my last video, Teena Talks languages, je parle français, absolument. And this product cost me the grand total of £1.29. Now, keep this in mind as well. This is not going to be extremely full coverage. For £1.29, you can only expect the world. But we can always layer it. Wow, this looks interesting. It's potentially a bit lighter than I'm used to. So let's go ahead and do the top of my head. Face, you know what I mean. Just gonna just paint it on. Actually, this is really, really full coverage. Oh my God, for £1.29. Already, this is looking really, really good. This is really, really full coverage. It's covering the eyebrows, which is really, really useful. For £1.29, this gets a slay, 5 stars. Congratulations, Technic Foundation Fluid. Brilliant find, £1.29. Wow. Wowee, isn't that good value? We're moving on now to some contour. So people like to do light to dark. I don't really care as long as I slap it on. And of course we're doing a full face of drag makeup today. And to save some money, I have got some foundation in a darker colour from Barry M. And this product cost me 47p. I saw this, I had to get it. 47p, you can't go wrong. So you can use darker foundation, darker concealer. But essentially we're just doing the shades of the face. So save some money, 47p, yes please. Blended with my finger. Let's go through now with a damp beauty blender. Now, of course, this is a foundation. It's very sort of lightweight, but as long as it's on the skin, it doesn't really matter because we are going to use some powders later. So for now, well, for 47p, this is a slay as well. Thank you very much, Barry M. Now we're going back to the Technic family, and I tried to find the lightest concealer I could find, and this concealer is called the Look Awake, and this cost me a bit more actually. This cost £2. Okay, so I let it set for a minute or so, and now I was going to go and just blend the edges. Now already I can see it's sort of not sitting very well on the foundation, which is ironic because this concealer is actually more expensive than what I'm using for the contour and what I'm using for the foundation. Not a good sign. But we're going to make it work. It is brightening, but with the texture, it's just not really concealing, pun intended, anything here really. So the Technic Look Awake Matte Concealer containing caffeine for £2, you get a meh. Okay. So the top of my face is now set. Now we're going to do the eyebrows. Now, because I'm doing a really, really strong drag look today, and of course I have done makeup tutorials in here before, and usually I do like the usual sort of Teena glam. We're going to do proper drag. And for that we have another multi-use product, and it's from our friends at Laval. This cost me £1. We're just going to be using a black kohl eyeliner pencil. So we're doing symmetry again, if you saw from my dyspraxia makeup tutorial. Eyebrow pencil, which is really an eyeliner. £1, can't go wrong, it's a sleigh. Now we're going to go to my most exciting product today, which was only £4, and it is my Revolution Soph X, I think that's a kiss, Ultra eyeshadows. And so many of the products we're going to use today are going to come from this. There's every single colour I sort of want to have for this look. I wish it could be a little bit more vibrant, but for £4, we can't go wrong. And we're just going to go and just clean up the eyebrows and make sure they really, really pop for all the lovely people in Liverpool. Now with Revolution products, you just can't go wrong. They're always good, always good. Now we're going to go and carve out the eyebrows with this really, really horrible concealer. This is I said meh before, I'm downgrading it to a bleh. There you go, new word, bleh. Filming from the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, thank you. God, this is so dry, it's drying. You know when I'm upset, because I go really Kettering. It's not even covering, it's not even covering. So we're a bit of Polish for you. If you like languages, check out my last video. Teena Talks languages. And again, saving money as well, we're going to use this horrible concealer as an eye primer as well. Okay, so the concealer is already on. Should be a primer, but it's not really a primer. And now I'm just going to go and use this palette, which has already fallen apart in front of me. And it's really good because it's white. I wish it was dark with the black, but white is what we need for drag makeup. We love lots of white, don't we? And I can already tell you as well, Revolution, it's going to be a sleigh. For £4, it's a super sleigh. More editing for me later. See, the eyeshadow is not even gripping. It's not even gripping at all. So like for me, with concealers, I've used so many different types. And actually my favourite concealer was also Revolution as well. Yeah, I like Revolution. That's really, really affordable. I've used the expensive ones. Like I've used things like Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer. There's no difference between that and Revolution, if you ask me. But for this £2 one, this is awful. There's one thing I don't actually have. I don't have any, I didn't get any liquid liner, which is a very, very silly girl. Okay, cool. And now we're coming back to my favourite product, this one here. And we're going to go and cut the crease. Now we don't have a black liquid liner, and I don't want to cheat, but we do have a rather dark colour there, and we do have our kohl eyeliner pencil. So we're just going to make it work, kids. And of course I am filming this live on YouTube, so if you want to see the unedited version of it, I'll put a link above. See me having an absolute breakdown doing this look. So now we're going to carry on with the face, and we're going to go back to this foundation. And at the moment, it seems to be doing quite well, actually, this foundation. And remember, this only cost me £1.29. So the Technic foundation fluid, brilliant stuff. Highly recommend it. I probably put too much on my skin, just thinking like it wasn't going to be enough. No, this is going to cover everything. Make sure you go to my Instagram. Actually, it's very famous. I'll do a picture of me, how I get on after I perform. But at the moment, this seems to be just such an amazing foundation. Maybe I'll get one which is actually my shade. Look at this coverage. Oh my God, I can't even see my natural facial features. So this foundation, Technic, foundation fluid, fond de teint, foundation, 30 millilitres, but £1.29. This is my new favourite foundation. It is so full coverage. I just can't believe it. Now we're going to move on to my makeup for people with a darker skin tone. We're going to use this as the contour / bronze. So usually when I'm Teena, I do like a more like feminization sort of look. Today I want people to know that I'm a drag queen, darling. So we're going to do an absolute drag chin and all that stuff. And again, this is a foundation, so it is sort of sitting on top of it, but we're just going to layer it. And we've got some bronzer coming as well, so it's going to be fine. Remember, this product was 47p. So usually when I do contour, I use a contour stick, and I had a really, really good one, because I love contour sticks because they're creamy. But we're doing a liquid because it was the cheapest one. That's not a good contour at all. Okay, well, we're going to make it work, designers. And there's a good part of the video as well to remind you, make sure you do like and subscribe. And you comment as well. Have you learned anything from my drag makeup today? You know, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what people think. My views are going up, which is really, really exciting. But the thing I always want to see is comments. You know, I want to see what people think. What do you take away from it? So please be sure to comment. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to have to say it. And now it's time for the concealer. This is going to be bad. Already it's taking off the undercoat. It's Technic's as well. See, Technic can do something good and something bad, but then again, we can always do good and bad things, can't we, in life? Because one thing I do not have today, and again, this is such a staple for my drag makeup, I always use Shivering White from MAC Cosmetics to really sort of highlight certain areas. And I don't have any white powder in my budget, so I can't do it. But I do have some white eyeshadow, which when you're my age is not especially good because it really supports creasing, which is not really preferable, but we might have to go and do that because we need to really hide this concealer, which is ironic because concealer is meant to hide and conceal, not be concealed and hidden. And what am I? Okay. Cheap beauty blender. You don't have to get the expensive ones. These will do. Cool. Let's carve out the cheek with this. It is brightening, but it's not what I want. It's not what I want, what I really, really want. So tell me what you want. A good concealer. Now I have finished powdering and baking my face. The concealer just hasn't really held up very well, but it is on my face. I've also finished the under eye as well. And it's now time for me to go and do some blush and some bronzer. Now, if you remember from earlier, I didn't actually buy any blush or bronzer because I'm going to use this lovely £4 palette. Now, the bronzer is also going to act as a contour as well to really help chisel out. Because as you see, it hasn't really held up very well. We're going to use this palette now just to really go and enforce it to make sure we stay chiseled for the evening. And yes, palettes, multi-use palettes, always good, always good. Okay, this is going to be really, really dark, but again, there's another trick coming up as well. Look at that, she's so skinny. Is it Ozempic? Maybe it's Revolution. It's going to be really sort of dark, really sort of muddy because it isn't the best colour, but it's going to do for the shade. You can't tell me from afar I'm not a beautiful, skinny woman. Feeling the fantasy, go over it. Okay. Now, you're going to say to me as well, Tina, is this a little bit dark, this little bit muddy? Well, there's a special product we're going to use now. And this is from Technic as well. And this is a Technic Superfine Matte Pressed Powder. Now, this is a drag tip as old as time. So after you put down all of your powders, it's really good to go on top of it with another pressed powder. I usually use MAC because, again, when you're doing drag, you sort of realise what products you can be cheap with and what products you can be expensive with. And just for me, the MAC Studio Fix powders is so good, just for full coverage on top of everything. But we're going to be trying this one, which costs £2.50, which is so expensive if you think about the price of everything else today. But I'm hoping this is going to be good for me. Now we've got it here. It's a little bit light, but it's the only shade they had which I could use. And we're just going to go and dust all of our face, apart from the highlighted areas, with this. And it's going to really sort of dim this really, really dark contour, so it seems a lot more natural when you're on stage and when you're being seen in public. But it's going to look, hopefully, beautiful. So usually I spend, £30 on the MAC. This is £2.50. I could buy 12 of these for the same price. So let's see how this gets on. So there we go. We've applied it all here, and it's just softened it and just makes it just look a lot more smoother, a lot more smoother. And remember, drag makeup always looks weird from the side. Remember, your face is an oval. It is pointing out. Look in front. Beautiful. Okay, and of course we need to go and do some blush. And again, we're going to use this palette here for some blush. And if it's too intense, go back with the powder. If it's not intense enough, add some more. So there we go, we're near the end, Okay, let's carry on with the fun. Now, highlighter. I didn't buy highlighter because we can also use the palette. And with highlighter, I'm going to put a little bit on a little brush like this. And we're just going to go and highlight the areas using, it's like a champagne colour, why not? It's a shimmer, but it works as a highlighter as well. There we go, look at that. All come together like a beautiful, famous woman from Kettering, Northamptonshire. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're going to move on to the lips. I'm introducing another new product in a moment, but what we're going to actually do, I didn't get a lip liner. Oh no, what am I going to do? You can also use the eyeliner as well for this as well. I use an eyeliner many times for lips. At the end of the day, it's just a big pencil or a big pen, but I don't have a pen, so you have to go over it. So lip liner is done just from a palette. And now we're going to use the Technic Dream Tint in whatever shade. And this costs £1.50. I could have got a cream lipstick. I like liquid lipstick. Officially it's a tint, but it's going to work, and we're going to do another little drag hack in a moment as well. So let's get her on. Now this is only a lip tint. A liquid lipstick was going to be more expensive. But again, we're going to use the palette now, and we're going to go and top it on top with some more colours. And we're going to really make sure it sort of stays on nicely and sexily. Okay. So the lipstick is on. I've used obviously the palette on top of it. For £1.50 you can't go wrong. So Technic Dream Tint, you get a slay. Congratulations. Now we're going to move on to my least favourite part of makeup, and that is mascara. Now, as a dyspraxic drag performer, make sure you watch my video about drag for dyspraxic people. Mascara, I usually use a really thin wand because I find it easier to sort of connect with my eyelashes, and I always wear big lashes to sort of hide it. But we need to do mascara. We have to have a little bit of a coat. So we're using, again, Laval. This is only £1. Let's see how this goes. Wish me luck. It's not coating very well. But it's £1. What do you expect? Well, mascara, it was £1, and this is a not good mascara. But luckily for us, we're going to put some false lashes on, which is not part of the budget, get over it, and it's all going to be fine. Okay, so the face is on. I'm now going to go away and get into my look, and let's see it now. And this is the final look. I'm feeling sexy on a budget. Remember kids, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do a drag queen makeup. Yes, okay, I used a primer, I used powder, which potentially wasn't part of the budget. But then again, they don't have to be expensive either. Look at this foundation, £1.29. I'm going to go back to TJ Hughes now and just buy them all. This is so good, £1.29, full coverage, absolutely brilliant. This eyeliner, £1. You don't have to spend money on it. But with concealers, try them out because this one was not the ticket. And when you get a palette, get one with white and a black, and you'll be fine. Revolution, it's a good brand. Revolution, like a concealer, you can get a Revolution one for like £6. It's definitely worth it. Now, I do a video every single Tuesday for Teena Talks, so be sure to go and subscribe. I also want to know as well, have you learnt anything from my video today? Is there any other tips you have to go and do a budget drag queen makeup? Let me know below. But for now, my name is Teena, I'm very famous, and I'll see you next Tuesday for another episode of Teena Talks. Haven't shaved my armpits. Bye!